Hey everyone, Broadbent here, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the upcoming features and content in the new Raft update. This update has been in the works for a seriously long time, and all of the images I'm going to show you, I've probably got like, I don't know, 30, 40 images to show you. The development team have slowly been leaking out these photos over the past 6 months or so, and today I'm going to show you all the new stuff that's going to come in this update. Now, in this video we're going to be discussing topics which will potentially have spoilers, so if you don't want to hear anything about the story of the game, you might want to head away now. You have been warned, so let's proceed. So with this new update, they have announced 2 brand new islands that are going to be coming, and we're going to jump straight into the meat and bones of this. Let's talk about the largest island that will be in the game. This is called Balboa Island, and it looks beautiful. As you can see by all of these screenshots, it looks massive. Absolutely gigantic. There's even some screenshots of it at night. Now, not only is this going to be the largest island in the game, it's going to be home to a large radio tower, wild bears. They even mentioned that some bees are coming in this update, which will provide honey that you can use for making fuel. A bit more on that later. Oh, and also with animals, llamas now come in different sizes. But back to Balboa Island. Balboa Island will have a unique environment and look with birch trees, pine trees, rocks, and new sorts of vegetation. Now you can also take a piece of this island away with you, as you'll now be able to plant birch trees and pine trees on your raft. They also teased that cave lighting has been tweaked, so maybe we can expect some cool new caves. Now, what will this island have to do with the story? Well, around the island will be some puzzles, obstacles, and you'll have to deal with the locals who are looking forward to tasting you. But as for the story, obviously you can see that there's a radio tower here. So this tower looks very similar to all the other radio towers that we found around in the game previously. Now this tower does seem to be fenced off, so you might have to figure out a way to get around that. However, if you look at the top of the structure here, we've got like a little building placed on top. Now they also posted some artwork for the interior. Now this hasn't been confirmed to be the interior for the top of this tower. However, it has been confirmed to be on this island, that interior. So if you look at the slope of the roof, you know, it all just matches if you ask me. The windows are the same. So I really think this is going to be the interior for the top of that tower. Now this interior actually came with a little bit of lore as well, like a little caption for the image, which reads, "We are also extra excited about the story clues on this island." Wait, what is this building over here? It looks abandoned. Can this be a sign that you're not the only one out here? The dolls on the ceiling, they look handmade, but who made them? Now these dolls look absolutely terrifying, especially with where they are in the dark up there. Now the dolls also have like an engraved or sketched on bee, which is really strange. And I can only presume that you'll be able to make these once you discover them. Now the caption talks about who made them, implying that there's someone else alive, surviving just like us. Now there was another mysterious image posted a while ago that I feel matches this sort of flow really well. So you can see we're in a dark corridor, we've got a big, massive, thick door right in front of us with another corridor behind it. But we've also got another person. Now this image was called Surprise Maya. Now I'm not sure if this is like an NPC. The person that made the dolls was living in that house. That's just speculation, but it really does sort of match. Maybe it's multiplayer, maybe it's just multiplayer, who knows. But this is where we're going to move on to talking about the next location, which actually doesn't have a name. They're keeping everything quite secretive about this island. Now one thing we do know is it's going to be quite dangerous because around this area there are going to be rats that are now named lurkers that will be hostile towards the player. Right here you can see the rat running through the corridor. Now I don't know what's going on with this island. It's all corridors, it's all dark. Who knows, maybe this is underground, you know, a small little bunker on an island. That would be really, really cool. Now to go alongside, the cave's now been darker, and this island, which looks terrifyingly dark, we've now got a headlamp, which I assume you can craft and fuel with maybe some honey, or maybe it's just got infinite fuel, who knows. But that will help you see in the dark. Now back in March, the dev team actually posted some concept art for an island called Caravan Island. Now as you can see, this is a desert island. We've got a lot of very steep hills and the whole thing's essentially a mountain. We've got a windmill at the very top and loads of caravans spread around the side. Not sure what's going on here, but some have actually managed to fall off into the ocean. Maybe we can salvage some stuff from these. But we've also got some cacti and some nice trees on top. Now this isn't confirmed to be the other location that I was talking about with the tunnels. However, it would sort of match alongside the caravans maybe. Perhaps they've dug underground into the island through the caravans, and the puzzle would be have to open the door and figure out a way to get into the tunnels. Complete speculation, but that would be rather cool. This idea might have been scrapped a long time ago, but I thought I'd share it with you anyway. So now we're going to talk about the story and some of the lore that they've showed us. So on screen right now, we've got a GIF showing us like a little notebook. We've got a pencil, and smack bang in the middle, we've got some text saying, "See you someplace dry." They've also added some work in progress text that I'm going to read alongside this, which hopefully should explain how we got on the raft in the first place, which is obviously a good question. Now the text reads, "Stop me if you've heard this one before. 15 rafts go out searching for land 6 days before the mother of all storms. It took us 3 months to prepare. The storm blew us apart and away in 4 days. Now there's just me and the raft, the sound of the waves and the rumbling in my gut. I'm brewed, but I think I saw a shark. I snatch a piece of floating litter before it escapes my reach, holding it aloft. I discover it's the photograph of my family in our rafting village. I turn it, and on its back there is a note scribbled away in halfway faded permanent marker, written in the clumsy manner of a child. I'll see you someplace dry. A stylized arrow is painted over it, the sign of the forward scouts." So it's really nice to see where they're heading with the story in the beginning. I think they're probably going to add an intro scene to go alongside this that will illustrate all of it. That's probably essential. Now this notebook also has multiple pages, as you can see with the page arrows that can go left mouse button and right mouse button. So this will act as your companion throughout the game. It will keep track of your progress, and it will make important notes as you explore. In case you do happen to forget something or miss it, you can always check the notebook and it will display the information for you. Now unfortunately that is all the information I've got on the notebook, so we're going to move back over to some more location information. As I was mentioning earlier with the puzzles, each destination will bring obstacles that you will need to work through. With help from some new special quest items, which we'll talk about later, you will be able to overcome and then progress onto the next destinations. Now they showed a GIF of a safe. Now in here you can see a little key, what looks like a key, a plug with some wires, which we will talk about later on, and we've got some pages which I can only presume are coordinates or information of some kind. Now obviously this is the reward after getting through all the puzzles and obstacles. You find a safe, you unlock the safe, and you get the reward. Now this is only one example. I presume there are going to be more and different ones on the other islands that they're going to add. Now to me, this actually looks like location 1, which I mentioned earlier. It's dark, it's gloomy, it looks underground. So just a little bit of a theory that this might be on location 1. Now before I talk about the rewards and what could be on that paper in a second, I just want to quickly dust over the fact that the old locations have been spruced up. All the small islands have been remade using the content from the large islands to make graphics more coherent. Also, the old radio tower that you find in the ocean has been reworked to fit the raft world better, adding some moss and some vines and some general show of decay and time. So talking about the rewards from the safe, the receiver has been completely revamped. Now this makes getting to destinations much easier. As you all know, getting to destinations was a bit of a pain. They would be at random and it would just not be a nice experience. Well now, you will find new frequencies by overcoming the challenges on the previous destination. Once you obtain a new frequency, enter it into the receiver and follow the directions just like before. Using this system, you can easily revisit specific locations as much as you want. You can just take that frequency, dial it in, and head straight to it. So moving on to the next large thing that I am completely buzzed about and cannot wait to try it. They have added an engine into the game. Not only an engine, but you've got a rudder as well. So now you can power your ship in the correct direction and at full speed. Now looking at the engine, you can see a little lever. Now I believe this is the way that you regulate the speed of the raft. Now this engine and rudder and steering wheel are all great stuff, but how do you fuel it? Well, this will be done with a machine called the biorefiner. They've not yet shown any content on it, so unfortunately I don't have any images for you. This will turn food and honey into fuel, which you can later store in the fuel tanks, which you can see right here. Now in order to use these fuel tanks, you will also need to use pipes. You can use these to channel the fuel directly into the engine. This will automate the process of fueling the engine, and you'll be able to chain multiple tanks all next to each other and connect them with the pipes. Now in the artwork for the steering wheel here, there's also a pipe going into the bottom of it, and I can't figure out why. I guess it's got to be connected somehow to the engine, but it just feels weird that it's done via a pipe, you know? Now we've also got a bunch of new items coming into the game. So the previously mentioned headlight will help us see in darker corridors and caves, potentially in location 1. We've got a signpost machete, which actually looks quite sad that it exists, which will no doubt help us navigate some of the new locations. Perhaps we've got some dense forest that we need to get through. Now in this next image, we've got a lighter and a gas cylinder. I wonder what we could do with these. We've got an alcohol bottle, which I can presume we can make Molotovs with. And we've also got this plug wire thingy that can also be seen in the safe previously mentioned. Now I think that this is what we actually plug into the receiver 2.0, and that will give us the coordinates for the next location. But don't hold me to it, just an idea. Now these next items I believe are all puzzle items. So we've got a jack that we can help lift things that, you know, maybe we've got to crawl under a rock or something. We've got 3 colored keys which obviously open doors or chests or a safe. We've got a crowbar, which doesn't really need an explanation. We've got a cassette player, which might have some tapes from the person who made the dolls up in that tower. Who knows? And this thing, I actually do not know what this is. I'm fully open to suggestions if you want to let me know in the comments below. Maybe it's a telescope, a short one, maybe a cog. I really don't know. Now, with all the new animals that are going to be added, like the bear and the rat, they have reworked the harvesting. So previously, you just pressed E and instantly harvested everything. Well, now you have to press and hold. So if you've got another animal charging you, for example, you've got to be really careful about harvesting, and you've got to be aware of your surroundings. And last, and probably least, we've got some new graphics here. You can see you've got some new caustic effects for underwater, which is looking really nice. That is everything that I've got for you in today's video. Let me know what you think to this upcoming update in the comments below. I'll be reading through them and replying to them. So if you've got any thoughts, good, bad, let me know in the comments. Do you think that this means the whole end game is coming in this update? Do you think it's going to release early access soon? Make sure to let me know in the comments below. Don't forget all the usuals. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to press like, and if you want to see more future videos from Raft, make sure to get subscribed. I think when this update comes out, I'm going to do a new season. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will catch you in the next video.